Business communities in the hinterland of Nigeria to have access to shipping and port services with the inauguration of Kaduna Inland Dry Port, along with upgrade of the rail transport system. These and other issues form the outlook on Panorama today. With me, Ronke Kolawole. Nice to have you. Join us. President Muhammadu Buhari has restated the unshakable resolve of his administration to ensuring that all major commercial and production centers, as well as state capitals in Nigeria, are linked by rail lines as part of the 25-year strategic master plan. This is said is not a statement of intent, but a benchmark for measuring the performance of the governing APC. The president was speaking at the launch of 2 new standard gauge locomotives and 10 executive passenger coaches for the Kaduna Abuja commercial train service at Rigasa Station. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Launching the new standard locomotives and the passenger coaches, President Muhammadu Buhari described as pleasing that since the flag-off in July 2016, the Abuja-Kaduna train service has not only become very useful, but the preferred mode of transportation for commuters. With the facilities now provided in response to the huge demand for the service, trains can now take off at the same time from both Kaduna and Abuja. President Muhammadu Buhari acknowledged with satisfaction the high sense of responsibility and commitment being exhibited by the Ministry of Transportation towards ensuring that Nigeria achieves the objectives of providing a functional and efficient rail system to those in need. The work, he however said, is not done yet until the country develops its rail system to a world-class standard.
Let me once again reassure Nigerians that we are strongly committed to linking all major commercial and production centers, as well as state capitals, with railway systems as a way of bringing about rapid social economic development and improving the quality of life of the citizens and promoting national integration.
President Buhari expressed delight that a number of projects are progressing satisfactorily, especially the Lagos-Ibadan segment of the Lagos-Kano double-track standard gauge rail line scheduled for completion this year. The federal government, he said, is also keen to start additional critical projects linking Lagos to Calabar as well as Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic as part of the regional railway interconnectivity in the ECOWAS sub-region.
Other supporting projects which have been approved are the procurement and more locomotives, coaches, wagons, workshops, and equipment that will be used for new standard lines.
Permit me, Mr. President, to acknowledge and appreciate your effort at making railway revitalization and modernization a top priority. This indeed is a clear demonstration of this government's commitment to accomplish a functional and efficient national infrastructure, of which a functional railway transport system is key. Such commitment has not only translated into tangible ongoing rail projects, but also into practical outcomes that touch the lives of Nigerians.
The people of Kaduna State should know that henceforth there will be a fast train service that will take you to the heart of Abuja in 1 hour 15 minutes, so there is no need to drive your car.
While the government creates a more conducive environment for private sector participation, it looks forward to a more efficient rail service on the narrow gauge lines. From Rigasa in Kaduna State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the hinterland business community in Nigeria now has the opportunity of accessing shipping and port services without necessarily visiting the seaports. That followed the inauguration of the Kaduna Inland Dry Port, one of the 7 earmarked for execution as part of Nigeria's economic diversification policy. President Buhari, who performed the ceremony at Kakuri area of Kaduna Metropolis, warned against unnecessary bureaucratic bottlenecks capable of jeopardizing the container revolution. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo again reports.
As a center for transshipment of sea cargo to inland destinations, the Kaduna Inland Dry Port has the capacity to handle about 30,000 tons of cargoes yearly and estimated to generate no fewer than 5,000 direct employment. And for the Kaduna business community who had waited for too long, this is a dream come true. President Muhammadu Buhari said the development of inland dry ports is a critical factor in the nation's economic development efforts. He expressed delight that importers and exporters within the nation's hinterland are now provided the opportunity of not only clearing and taking delivery of their import cargoes close to their places of business, but also process, package, and forward their exports to customers the world over without visiting any seaport.
It remains for customs and port officials to make these facilities work and not to frustrate business, commercial and industrial enterprises with unnecessary bureaucracy and inflicting on them delays and hardships, thereby defeating the object of the whole exercise as has happened in the past. Make these facilities work this time.
While commending the initiative of the Nigerian Shippers Council in promoting the provision of these modern transport infrastructural facilities, the President urged the concessionaires of the other 6 inland dry ports to ensure early completion so as to be put to use immediately.
With the full complement of 7 dry ports, congestion at the seaport, and traffic gridlock in the port complex will be eliminated. Consequently, the cost of transportation and therefore cost of doing business will be reduced.
Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai of Kaduna State and the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, said a dry port which replicates the port economy will not only contribute to the ease of doing international business, but also enhance the nation's economic well-being.
We're building a brand new concrete road that will take the weight of the trailers and the containers. In addition, on the request of the concessionaire, we are building a second access road to ensure that there is no congestion around this area.
The dry ports were conceived as part of government's port reform program to facilitate efficient cargo delivery to the hinterland, provide access to port services, stimulate economic development, boost export and import, provide employment opportunities, and increase revenue generation.
The other 6 inland dry ports already concessioned are located in Abuja, Oyo, Plateau, Kano, Katsina, and Borno states. From Kakuri, Kaduna, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And correspondent Oyinaya Kaloka in this report highlights the benefits of the newly inaugurated dry port and standard gauge locomotives in Kaduna State to the Nigerian populace.
Coaches with capacity for 88 passengers for economy and 56 for the business class have been running the Abuja-Kaduna train service since it was commissioned in 2016. With daily increase on numbers of passengers, getting a ticket has been a Herculean task. But with the new coaches and the direct trip, the pressure will be eliminated. With the 10 new coaches and 2 locomotives, the number of passengers have increased from 320 to 640. And for those who are living in Kaduna, you can now afford to come to work from Kaduna to Abuja with the speed train and as well go back to your home in Kaduna, same day.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
That is wonderful.
The locomotive that will be pulling this is designed for 150 kilometers per hour. So let's assume average of 130, we will gain time.
Meanwhile, at the newly commissioned inland dry ports, cargoes have started arriving from the Lagos seaports. As delighted key players say, it is a commendable initiative.
They've done the best thing that could happen to the maritime industry.
Very viable project.
It is a very good landing.
It brings the people closer to the port.
They will see the difference in reduction in cost of transportation,
in the ease of doing business.
But then, looking at the ripple effects, how does an ordinary ginger farmer in Kaduna State, which is in high demand in different parts of the world, benefit? At the central market, we met Ibrahim Lawal, a popular trader of ginger.
We take our ginger to China, America, and other parts of the world. We are happy with the project.
Federal government is working towards opening up inland dry ports in the 6 geopolitical zones and interconnecting the country through rail. Uhinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
I'm now being joined in the studio by Senator Nuruddin Abatemi Usman, a legislator of the 7th Assembly and Kogi State APC governorship aspirant in the 2015 APC governorship primaries. We're glad to welcome you to our studios.
Thank you for having me.
Something novel happened again in Nigeria yesterday, and it has to do with the 25-year master plan on railway in the country. President Muhammadu Buhari is keen on linking the major cities in Nigeria with rail transport system. What is your thought on this development?
Well, I begin by saying congratulations to Mr. President, congratulations to the country, to Nigerians. You would recall that on the 1st of January, the President indeed addressed the nation, in which he kind of rolled out an infrastructure master plan, a Marshall Plan, if you like. And he highlighted some of those things. And this is just him a few days later following up with the commissioning of some of these projects. The railway system is a very key sector for economic development. What he did yesterday in Kaduna, inaugurating the coaches and locomotives, is only going to go a long way to help the citizens in easing their movement from point A to B. This will not only ease movement, this will also help businesses. Kaduna to Abuja is only 2 dots being connected. If you listen to the president's speech, these dots are going to be going around the whole country, and in no time, inshallah, in no time, this railway system is going to connect all the major capitals of the country.
All right, so we can say congratulations to small businesses and entrepreneurs with this new development.
That's what I meant by businesses are going to be enhanced, particularly the small businesses, small and medium scale business owners, the entrepreneurs. It's going to enhance movement of goods, movement of people. Cost of transportation is going to be brought down. The direct benefit is going to be felt in the market stalls, good items going forward. This immediate one is not going to bring that about, but by the time they connect a few more dots, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, Ibadan, which I'm aware will be on stream by the end of this year, by December. I've heard the Minister of Transportation say Lagos, Ibadan will be commissioned, will be ferrying passengers in January 2019. Just like Mr. President highlighted, I think at every turn there'll be new projects coming on stream. Kudos to the country, and congratulations again to Mr. President. This is indeed a major project.
Breakthrough, yes. And Nigeria has very poor maintenance culture. How can we ensure that these projects are well maintained?
That's important to emphasize, maintenance. In the last 1 year that the Kaduna Abuja has been running rail services, I've had the opportunity of taking advantage in trips to Kaduna and back from Kaduna to Abuja. What we have found is that what it was a few months ago is what it is 2 weeks ago when my kids use the train service to go to Kaduna to visit their grandma and back. I think that has been highly emphasized, and if they maintain it, indeed, it's almost uhuru for us Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Senator Nuruddin Abatemi Usman. We will have lot to continue, but we have a short time. We want to thank you for coming to our studios once again.
Thank you for having me.
You're still watching Panorama on the NTA. We now pause for some messages. We'll return shortly.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Glad to know you're still watching Panorama on the NTA. Identify the root causes and providing solutions to the nation's fuel crisis of the last Christmas period were the issues dominating the investigative hearing convened by the Senate and House committees on petroleum downstream. National Assembly correspondent Dennis Adegunloye reports that submissions were made by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachiku, the Group Managing Director, NNPC, Mikanti Baru, and other stakeholders in the sector.
Investigative hearing afforded Nigerians the opportunity to get first-hand information from those relevant agencies and those concerned about what caused the hardship to Nigerians over the festive period. Minister of State Ibe Kachiku and others give their submissions on the factors militating against steady supply of petrol.
We expect you to tell us the reasons of this fuel crisis, and we will remind you that we know the Federal Executive Council gave you orders to go out and stamp out this problem and leave it in the board.
Major marketers and major players in this industry stopped importation because of the price differentials between landed cost of product and the price of solar pump stations. So that's probably the most dramatic effect of what costs their participation to be. Traditionally, you will have both sides complementing each other, NNPC importing, players in the industry importing. But once that happened about October, I think, or November, what we then found was NNPC took on the burden of providing 100% supply to the market. But also added to that is the fact that whenever you have this substitution arise, people take advantage of it. And so you will see that there were lots of diversionary issues also.
The real cause of the payment scarcity was a rumor in the media, particularly social media, that is going to be an increase in the price of BMS. Almost every particular around the nation, this filling station, has been found wanting.
For us, the main issue is supply shortage. We, the private sector, did not participate. Our concern is to access this product at approved government price, and we shall sell at approved government price all of our retail outlets.
Recommendations to bring an end to this recurring theme include getting the nation's refineries up and running, increase the import and supply quota of the private sector, thereby relieving the burden on the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. Members of the Joint Committee were very keen to know the filling station defaulters with a view to stepping up sanctions, while other key issues such as infrastructure, deficits in the sector were also considered. From the National Assembly, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
In the meantime, Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Dambazao has assured the people of Benue State that the federal government will fish out the perpetrators of the recent killings in the state. He stated this after a visit to the Totiv, as well as victims of the Benue crisis at the Benue State University Teaching Hospital in Makudi. Bem Hanya has the report.
Places visited were the Benue State University Teaching Hospital Makudi, where he commiserated with the wounded. The minister was also at the residence of the Totiv, His Royal Majesty Professor James Ayatse, and he conveyed the condolences of Mr. President and stated that the culprits will be identified and brought to book. The Totiv commended the minister and president for the concern and further said the people will only be comforted if those who openly threatened to mobilize and attack the state after the passage of the anti-open grazing law are prosecuted because of their complicity in the killings. While at the government house, Makudi, the minister coincidentally met the forum of federal and state lawmakers from Benue State and representatives of Benue women who came to register their grievance over the perennial attacks on the people.
Prohibition of open grazing have come to stay.
The Agro Rangers project is on. We are finalizing the issue of training because they require specialized training. We have assembled them. They are coming out of the Civil Defense Corps.
Meanwhile, security has been beefed up in the areas affected by the crisis to avert any further attacks. In Makudi, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
Away from Makudi now, in line with the federal government policy on food security, Fadama 3 additional financing project in Taraba State has trained women from the rural areas on new methods of dry season rice farming and processing using the force bottom technique. Joseph Zana Gambo reports that the one-day training program has exposed the participants to new methods of rice production for more profit.
The new method of rice processing using force bottom system has been introduced to rice farmers in Taraba State by Fadama 3 additional financing project in order to improve their skills in dry season rice farming and processing for improved quality. The new method, which was demonstrated at the end of the training workshop, has been identified as easier and more qualitative compared to the existing method in the state. Taraba State Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. David Ishaya Kasa, who declared the workshop open, commended Fadama 3 project for the training workshop, stressing that the knowledge acquired will go a long way in improving rice production to complement government's efforts on improved rice farming.
It is a deliberate effort by making a little push in fabricating shop machine for producing vital feeds, by looking at the advantages of converting the farm residues as a healthy and assured means of domesticating livestock.
The Taraba State Coordinator for the Fadama 3 Additional Financing Project, Mrs. Regina Festu, said the program is aimed at exposing women who are engaged in rice business to the new technique of dry season rice farming and processing.
We wish in the future to have a packaged rice from these women, as we all know that any rice that is attractive should be the rice that is well parboiled, processed, and well managed.
The beneficiaries appreciated government and Fadama 3 additional financing project for organizing the workshop, adding that it will assist in improving their production. In Jalingo, Joseph Zanagambo, NTA News.
Into diplomatic matters, Nigerians residing in Libya have voiced out their concerns over how they are treated even as legal residents in Libya. Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyama assured them that the government is addressing their plight, especially stranded Nigerian migrants at detention centers in Libya. Garba Muhammad Natala reports.
It was a displeasing moment for the Minister of Foreign Affairs and his entourage when he met with Nigerian community residing legally in Libya, as they expressed the kind of humiliation they go through in the Libyan capital, Tripoli.
Really, we, as Nigerians, sometimes we are ashamed to use the name Nigerians just because of the activities of few people, out of desperation.
Jeffrey Onyama says his visit to the country is to work out evacuation plan with the Libyan authorities to return Nigerian migrants still at detention centers.
The Libyan government got up and they said, look, listen, these are criminals. These do not represent Libya. These do not represent the Libyan government. These are not our values. And when I met the president today, we said the same thing. We said, yes, we share the same values. So we expect to see the real practice, not just the words.
However, he pointed out that all their grievances should be channeled to the charge d'affaires of the Nigerian embassy to take necessary action. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Diaspora and Foreign Affairs, Abike Dabri, extolled President Buhari's steps to end trafficking, especially young people crossing over to North Africa and Europe. Major concern is the issue of passport that the Controller General of Immigration, Muhammad Babandede, resolved to address immediately by renewing or issuing new ones to those who lost theirs.
Because of incidents that happen in places like London, if you can pay online, pay. Bring receipt for us, we'll issue you a passport.
Nigerians based in Libya are hopeful that their plight in this new year will be for the better. From the Libyan capital, Tripoli, I am Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
And that is the latest development from the Network News Desk. We thank you for watching. Good afternoon.